Good morning. I am Katie Resendez, and I'm the Director of Children's Ministry here at UUC Phoenix. And you are a little tree, and I'm a little bit bigger of a tree. And Mr. Sam is an even taller tree. Wangari was born in the Great Rift Valley. And see, the Great Rift Valley is an amazing place because, yes, it's geologically cool. The rocks are amazing. It is this geological formation that spans across continents. And she was born there. But you know what else was born there? All of us. It's where humanity started. It's where being a human first happened, which is pretty cool. And she grew up in a life where she was able to see all sorts of different things. People who were farmers, people who were scholars, people who were shop owners, people who worked really hard every day of their life and had very little to show, and people who didn't do much their whole life and had tons of riches. She got to see the whole gamut. And she saw that there were a lot of imbalances, but that the communities had different ways to deal with things. Like when there wasn't enough food because there hadn't been enough rain, the elders would sometimes gather under this big tall tree that was flat on the top, like a giant shade umbrella, and they would pray and do ritual together and hope for the rain, and the rain would come. And sometimes when there was a fight between two people, so angry at each other, you two, so angry, the elders would come and stand with a big tall stick between them and have them yell at the stick. And from the stick, when they took it away and talked to it, the conflict would dissolve. And she knew that some of it was the stories we tell and how they work. Some of it was that the shade of that tree really was magical and that stick really was strong. And some of it was our spirits and our hearts and our belief and our faith that we attached to those moments. She continued to grow, like a lot of us do and a lot of you will, and went on to school and kept watching and thinking and noticed that one of the things people talk about a lot is the suffering in the world. And she thought it was important to remember to talk about the joy too, but the suffering we talk about so much that you start to think about it so much that you want to figure out how to solve it. How do I make this better? What's the solution? And she figured out a solution in just one little thing. And now it might seem weird or surprising that there could be the solution to all of the problems in one little thing. But I would want to remind you that the solution to every single problem in the world is in each and every little thing. And her solution to the soil starting to blow away, to there not being enough food, to people not having enough money, to women not being given enough power, her solution was trees. And she started an organization that paid people, specifically women, to plant saplings. Gave them little trees to take and plant somewhere else, and they would be paid a little stipend. Now, why on earth would you pay someone to plant a tree? What do you think, Bean?
Because that tree it is really important and it could help a lot.
Because any single tree could become really important and help a lot. What are the ways that trees help?
They give you oxygen.
Oxygen, the most basic thing. We like oxygen a lot. Let's take some extra. Good. Trees give shade. And you know, if you live in, say, England or New England, trees giving shade, not a big deal. How many of you all feel like shade's real important? Thank you, desert babies. They give shade. They help hold the soil together. They help with irrigation paths. And also, a really basic one that was amazing, that Wangari thought was so magical, was that trees grow and grow and grow and grow, and when they want to have a baby, they have seeds, and they wrap that seed in delicious fruit. And you can pick that fruit and eat it all up, and get covered in the juices, because obviously in my land this is a nectarine. And I eat nectarines like this. And then when you're done with the fruit, you're left with a seed, which you can then go and plant. Yeah.
Will become a new tree, and then that tree will have a new seed.
Generations and generations of trees and seeds and trees and seeds, and all the time, delicious fruit. Okay. So her organization was called the Greenbelt Movement. And through the Greenbelt Movement, she helped plant millions of trees. Millions of trees. Can you imagine? They had a huge ceremony in the capital city of Nairobi. And she thought about what to do for the ceremony and how to really recognize the change they were working to make. And so she planted 7 trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And each one of those trees represented a leader and an ancestor who had done something important for Kenya and for the people of the world. And what she thought was, the trees will dig down into the earth like we all do and take what we need from the earth, but they'll also grow tall and strong and give back to the world in the way that we should. And they'll remind us to reach back to our ancestors and to our spirituality and our traditions and our beliefs while we grow and move forward. Wangari Maathai was the first African woman awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. She was the wife of a politician who left him and became a politician. Do any of you know her husband's name? Didn't think so. She was amazing. She made a huge difference. She sparked a movement across the world by tying together not just how do we make more money, not just how do we save the planet, but also how do we connect it to our ancestors, how do we connect it to our hearts and our spirits, and what does our faith teach us about making change in the world? She was a powerful, powerful person. But she was also just a little tree. Thank you.